Hello everyone, Ace here, and today I'm going to be talking about the fact that EA has apparently removed the microtransaction systems from Star Wars Battlefront 2. Before I go on a little bit more on that though, I want to cover the backstory, because this is pretty important. So, for those who are unaware, the reality is that Star Wars Battlefront 2 was going to be released with an absolutely extortionate microtransaction system in it, which was calling for something along the lines of about 4,500 hours to unlock everything in the game, or if you spent money, about $2,100 to unlock everything. Needless to say, fans of the game were not happy at all, and voiced their concerns on Reddit. They wrote a letter campaign to Disney, and Twitter utterly erupted. I myself created a hashtag called Battlefront Without EA, which, while it's not actually viral, it is getting steady tweets. Now, while you could make the argument that companies like EA don't really care about PR, the reality is that this bad publicity was affecting sales, and it was even affecting their stocks. There was reports that suggested something along the lines of 60 to 70,000 canceled pre-orders on a particular day where EA posted a reply on Reddit, which became very quickly the most disliked post in Reddit history, with over 600,000 downvotes. Making things even worse, a community manager at Electronic Arts apparently thought it was a good idea to post on Twitter calling the people that were concerned about these microtransactions, quote, armchair developers. Naturally, the backlash has been fairly consistent ever since. So, when EA's decided to ultimately take out the microtransactions just before the game officially launches, it is a very, very good sign that we as gamers have accomplished something. However, we're not completely out of the woods yet, as the publishers have stated that this is only a temporary state of affairs, and they will reintroduce microtransactions once they have adjusted things. Which leaves me to this. In my opinion, this is one of the most important events of this year when it comes to video games. For once, gamers actually have a chance to have a very real say about whether or not microtransactions should even be in major $60 games. The causes for this situation seem quite clear. For a start, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is of course linked to the Star Wars franchise, which means that there is a very, very large community outside of video games even, that cares very much about what happens to Star Wars. In addition, EA is contracted by Disney to make the games, which means that Disney actually has a bit of say in the matter. And in fact, there are reports that suggest that Disney itself appears to have stepped in to tell EA to remove the microtransactions in a phone call earlier today. Of course, some other things that need to be taken in consideration on why this erupted the way it did would be the fact that this was not just cosmetics that these microtransactions included. The fact that more unscrupulous gamers could gain an unfair advantage by simply opening up their wallets and buying loot boxes to get more and more star cards was able to anger even gamers that were friendly to the idea of loot boxes for pure cosmetics in the games. Moving forward, I would say that it's important to keep the pressure on EA. We have them where we want them. It's time that we have a look at having loot boxes in our games or not, and I say we should make sure to do everything possible to keep loot boxes out of $60 games. This is the perfect opportunity to make sure that happens. And the way to do this is to, of course, keep the pressure on. We are not the only ones paying attention to this. I am sure that every other major publisher in the games industry is taking note of what is happening right now. They are looking at how the players are reacting, and they are becoming more aware that they perhaps won't be able to get away with this sort of thing without the cost of sales and of stock. We have been given this opportunity, and we've made this possible as of yet. Let's keep the pressure on, and let's make sure that Star Wars Battlefront 2 will no longer have the loot boxes. Let's take the EA out of Star Wars Battlefront. Hashtag Battlefront Without EA.
Right.